Once upon a time, when the hills were still covered in morning mist, and a clear stream wound around the village like a ribbon, there lived a young man named Hero. To the villagers, Hero was kind, intelligent, and hard-working. From a very young age, Hero had the habit of thinking non-stop. He thought while working, while eating, while sleeping, while walking. He thought even when there was nothing to think about. His mind was like a spinning machine with no off switch. Every day, people saw Hero standing in the fields, staring at drifting clouds with a worried frown. He recalled the mistakes of yesterday, feared the dangers of tomorrow, and forgot the very moment unfolding before him. At night, when the whole village had fallen asleep, Hero lay awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking about his life. Sometimes he wondered, is life really just an endless chain of worries like this? One day, while helping the elders dry rice in the courtyard, Hero accidentally overheard a story about a Zen master who lived on the top of a distant mountain. They said this master could help anyone find absolute inner peace, so long as that person was sincere and patient. Hero felt awakened. The thought clung to him throughout the night. He tossed and turned, then sat up suddenly and whispered to himself, "I must go meet that master." No matter what, Hero gathered a little food, an old coat, and left the village early the next morning. After walking for a while, he reached the first forest. It was so dense that sunlight barely slipped through the thick canopy. Strange noises echoed with every step he took. Sometimes it was the rustling of leaves, sometimes the distant roar of wild animals. Hero felt afraid, his heart racing, but he knew turning back meant accepting a life forever, trapped in a chaotic mind. So he kept going. By the third day, his food was almost gone. He had to search for wild fruit, drink icy stream water, and sleep on damp ground as the wind howled through the trees, making him shiver. On the fifth night, a heavy storm came. Thunder roared and lightning flashed. Hero hid beneath a large rock, wrapping himself in his thin old coat, his hands trembling. He looked up at the pitch-black sky and wondered, just for the sake of inner peace? Must I suffer this much? But then he remembered the countless sleepless nights, the suffocating chaos in his mind. And he knew the pain of this journey was temporary, but the pain inside him had lasted far too long. He continued onward. When he reached the foot of the mountain, Hero thought he had overcome the hardest part, but he was wrong. The mountain was so tall, it touched the clouds. The path was covered in sharp rocks. Many parts were so steep that a single slip would send him falling into the endless abyss below. Once, Hero's hand slipped. He barely managed to grab a thin tree root hanging over the cliff for what felt like an eternity. When he pulled himself back up, he lay flat on the ground, sighing, "My life has always been right on the edge, between panic and the desire for peace." As he continued climbing, he met an old man gathering herbs. The old man asked, "Where are you going? Climbing this mountain alone, my boy?" Hero explained the journey he was on. The old man smiled gently. "You've come all this way, just to search for the stillness within you? That already shows you are on the right path. And if you consider us." Those words lit a spark in Hero's heart. Finally, after many weeks of hardship, Hero reached a small temple at the mountain's peak. The courtyard was so quiet he could hear the wind brushing through the pine needles. There, beneath an ancient pine tree, the Zen master sat with long white hair, closed eyes, and a face as calm as an autumn lake. Hero knelt down. "Master, I've come seeking your guidance. My mind is never at peace. I want to learn how to empty it." The Zen master opened his eyes and looked at Hero with a deep, penetrating gaze. "I know. You have endured much pain to reach this place. But the true challenge is only beginning. Only beginning." The master led Hero to a small courtyard where a large stone basin filled with clear water stood, with a small bowl beside it. "Your task," said the master, "is to transfer all the water from this basin into that small bowl without spilling a single drop." Hero froze, but he began anyway. Day 1. He scooped water all day long. His hands turned red, his wrists throbbed with pain. Yet the basin remained full. Day 2. He tried scooping more slowly, focusing harder. But his mind was flooded with thoughts. When will this end? Is the master playing with me? Am I even capable of this? And every time a thought arose, he spilled water again. Day 5. Hero collapsed, exhausted, eyes red with tears. "Master, I cannot do it." The master placed a gentle hand on Hero's shoulder, soft as a breeze. "You are trying to empty the basin, but your mind is fuller than the basin itself." "How do I empty my mind?" Hero asked in desperation. The Zen master smiled. "Be here. With each scoop, no past, no future, no self, only the water. And you." Hero closed his eyes and took a deep breath. For the first time in his life, he stopped trying to control his thoughts. He let them come and go like drifting clouds. He felt the sound of the water, the touch of the wind, the rhythm of his heartbeat. And then, something inside him shifted. He scooped water slowly, naturally, without rushing, without fear. His mind became light as a leaf. Each scoop moved in harmony with the breath of the earth. And strangely, the water began to flow smoothly into the bowl, as though the difficulty had never existed, until finally, the last drop trickled into the bowl. Hero looked at the empty basin, overwhelmed with emotion. The Zen master stood beside him, smiling. "You see, Hero, when you empty your mind, the universe fills you with clarity. When you stop resisting your thoughts, you become one with the present moment." Hero knelt down, tears streaming, not from exhaustion, not from pain, but because, for the first time in his life, he felt an absolute stillness inside him, a stillness more beautiful than anything he had ever known. When Hero returned to the village, everyone immediately noticed the change in him. His footsteps were lighter, his eyes clearer, his smile calmer and kinder than ever. And from that day on, Hero lived a new life, not without challenges, but a life where he knew how to empty his mind before facing them. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to hear more meaningful stories. See you in the next video.